This is the most difficult baking challenge we've done in MasterChef Canada so far.
This is intense. This is about as intense as it gets.
3 iconic Canadian desserts elevated in 75 minutes. I wouldn't want to be in this pressure test.
Come on.
To me, it is the amount of elements that they have to create. Each one has its own degree of difficulty, complexity, and they must perfect every single one of these.
I'm gonna prove to everyone that I'm not a floater, that just because I haven't been in a pressure test doesn't mean I don't deserve to be here. With pressure tests, the dials are turned up a little bit, but I can do this. I'm a legitimate threat. I might not be a baker, but I can pull this off. It's my turn to shine here.
First thing they have to do is to blind bake their tart shell.
I'm rolling out my pastry dough, and it's sticking to the table. It's breaking apart. Ugh. I flour the surface, I flour the top. It just sticks, tears, rips. I don't know what's happening with it. This is just gonna be tough. But I do not have time to make another pâte sucrée. Oh, God. I'm gonna take bits and pieces and fill in the holes and make it work.
With pie dough, everything's by touch, and it doesn't feel perfect to me, so I just cross my fingers. Woo! So with savory cooking, it's easy just to eyeball and taste. If something's off, you can kind of readjust. With baking, if you're off by a gram, it can change the whole dynamic of what you're baking.
So those cornmeal cakes for their blueberry grunt should be going into the oven right about now.
So in order to make the corn cake, essentially you fold everything together with whipped egg whites.
Needs more.
My egg whites are just not stiffening up. I don't know if I have some yolk in there that's causing some issue. I don't know why these things aren't stiffening up. So I pour it out and start over. I'm gonna push through it no matter what. Giving up is not an option.
Michael G has started his flourless chocolate cake for his Nanaimo bar. He's ahead right now.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Andy is compensating for his missteps with speed.
I'm just looking for what to do next, try to keep moving. Okay, how's this looking?
Andy's pâte sucrée just came out of the oven and it doesn't look good.
I look at the tart that it almost looks just like a flat cookie. And frankly, I think I'm screwed. I don't think there's anything that I can do to come back from this. I just gave this competition to Mike G. My only strategy for this challenge is just keep pushing no matter what. Come on, come on, come on. I have a little bit of the pastry dough left. I roll it out, put it back in the tart shell, and get it back in the oven.
He is really working double time to get this challenge done.
I got to admire him, though. When he knows it's not right, he takes a step back and fixes it.
This can completely change my life. I left a job I didn't really like, and I'm chasing my culinary dream. And I want to be able to show my daughter that, yes, you can make big changes in your life and chase big dreams.
Hi there, Andy.
Hi, Chef. How you doing?
I couldn't help but notice that you have had a rocky start. Do you think you've caught back up?
I don't have time to turn around. I know Mike's going to be moving at light speed, too. Head down, work hard, hope for the best. That's all I can do.
Fingers crossed. So what are you working on now?
Working on the curd. Made this in the competition earlier today. It was yuzu instead of lemon juice. Comfortable with the curd. Feel like this is my moment to calm down and then kick it into high gear.
Stay focused. Good luck.
I will. Thank you, Chef.
10 minutes! You have 10 more minutes left! I don't want to see any missing element.
I get that second tart shell out of the oven, and it's actually looking pretty good.
That looks a lot better, Andy. Come on, get your custard in there and get it in the oven.
At this point, I have 10 minutes left to bake this tart out, get it plated, and get it up there. Keep pushing, keep pushing.
Andy's going to have to leave his tart in the oven to the very last second.
Come on.
Andy's getting through this with sheer brute determination.
You got this, Andy. You can do it.
I don't know.
There is not a second to spare. Not minutes, not a second. I am moving faster than I've ever moved in this kitchen and in my life.
Push, Mike, push.
One of these home cooks is going to find their way into the finale going head-to-head with Becky. If that doesn't motivate them, nothing will.
Serve it in the tin if you have to. Just get it on the plate.
A moment of truth right now. How is Andy going to get that hot tart out of that case?
Yes! Good job, Andy!
1 minute. Remember, all your desserts have to be on the blacktop. 1 minute. Come on, keep going. Push. Get your meringue on, come on!
I can't. I have no time. And I don't have meringue right now. I don't know what you would call this, but it's not meringue. But there's nothing I can do at this point. I just put it on top of the butter tart and just hope for the best.
Oh, no. Andy.
It's not there.
Andy's struggling with his meringue. You know, I'm here to help him out. He's a very good friend of mine.
Here you go, dude. Here you go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Come on, guys.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up!
All right, Andy.
Chef.
I couldn't help but notice that you redid every misstep.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever in my entire life worked as hard as I just did to produce these, so I hope you enjoy them.
Let's see if the coconut jelly is set perfectly. It looks amazing.
Good work.
That's the best Nanaimo bar I've ever had.
Amazing. Thank you, Chef.
This is next level. As close as you get to replicating the Nanaimo bar that we showed you.
With a replication, it has to look identical, and I know that this one doesn't look perfect, maybe more of a distant cousin.
Andy! Ugh. Tell me what went wrong.
It was kind of the theme of the day. I had to do everything twice, so it was a sprint to the finish, but I'm just happy to have something up here.
But are we gonna get a runny filling?
Like mine.
Ooh, perfect.
Interesting.
Wow, I am impressed.
Thank you. So am I.
Let's see the bottom. Well, it's actually not bad, okay? Maybe a little bit too thin. Let me taste it. You nailed it on the filling.
Thanks, Chef.
The flavor's all there. Nice caramelization on the sugar. It may not look good, but I must say, tastes very good.
Thank you, Chef.
Andy, time to try your blueberry grunt. Look, the obvious element here that failed to meet the mark is the jam, the consistency of it. Just needed a few more minutes to reduce.
Yeah.
It's all down to time. Your corn cake, I think, is about as perfect as it gets.
Wow, thank you.
The moisture and the density and the lightness of it is delicious. The blueberry cloud is probably one of the toughest, uniquest elements on this plate.
Yes.
You nailed it. It's not an exact replication, and it wasn't the prettiest, but there were some elements within this dish that you truly delivered.
Thank you, Chef.
Becky, have you been taking it all in?
Oh, yeah.
No matter who wins, you are going to be up against one tough competitor. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Chef. Chef, good work. My food is really playful. That's completely unpretentious. It's just accessible, but really delicious. We're gonna go for a Korean-flavored Nova Scotia halibut tartare with some kimchi puree and a yuzu custard. It's the flavors from my travels in Asia using Nova Scotia produce. It's a play on kind of all my life experiences here. I'm caramelizing this kimchi to bring out the flavors more. Oh my God, that smells good. I know Mike and Becky are gonna go very traditional, so I'm gonna go the other way, much more bolder, deeper, spicier flavors. Okay, what do we need?
Oh, no.
You know, this challenge is a microcosm of the real world. If they do well today, not only are they proving to themselves that they're ready, but they're proving to the world that they are ready to take on that next big opportunity of possibly opening up a real restaurant of their own.
I absolutely adore street food, any type of street food, but specifically Asian street food. So to be able to do this in a pop-up restaurant is really a dream come true.
Hey there, Andy.
Chef Michael, how we doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. How about you?
Doing well, pushing into high gear now.
So what is it about the Asian world of flavors that appeals to you, Andy?
I think it was my travels there just woke me up to food. I cooked a little bit, was never that passionate about it, but after going there and tasting all the flavors and foods that I'd never tried before, changed my life.
And you think this dish is going to get you into that finale?
Absolutely. These two are incredibly technical. I'm not going to beat them on the technical skills, but where I think I can edge them out is just playful creativity, some fun flavors, and just have some fun.
Best of luck with it, and I look forward to seeing and tasting the dish.
Appreciate it.
Good luck.
All right. Come on. I want to make sure that they're beautiful bite-sized pieces of tartare, so just making sure that they're all even as much as possible. And yeah, just got to get through as much as I can, as quick as I can.
You know, when you're making a tartare, I really believe that it separates the home cooks from the real chefs. You have to have impeccable technique. Those knife skills have to be very sharp, very clean cuts.
A nice dice, not chopped.
Come on, come on.
There's less than 3 minutes to go before the servers begin to pick up their plates and deliver them to the influencers.
It is wildly intense in this kitchen right now. I can hear commotion going on in front of me. I'm legitimately pouring sweat.
My plates are not done yet, and I'm not ready for the servers to come. I don't have time for this. Yeah.
You should all be playing right now!
Slippery. Sorry.
Push it, folks, push it, push it, push it.
20 seconds. In 20 seconds, the servers will be picking up.
Come on, Michael. Come on, Andy.
Come on, push, 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 push.
Service starts now!
It's the grand opening of the Home Cooks pop-up restaurants. They better hope their food is ready for its close-up.
I'm happy the way mine looks. May the best person win.
This is my type of food. It's my family, like, merging into one.
I took on a lot with this, but I know it's going to taste amazing.
At Andy's Halifax Hawker House, the guests have been served his Korean spice Nova Scotian halibut tartare with caramelized kimchi and yuzu curd.
Let's dig in.
Well, I can tell you one thing. It does look like something that you would get from a hawker stand. But, you know, this is a pop-up restaurant. I would like to see a little bit more refinement in the presentation.
He loves to work with Asian flavors. I think he's nailed the halibut. I love the flavor of it.
However, I think the caramelized kimchi was a mistake. It overpowers the delicate flavors of the halibut. He was a little heavy-handed. He needs to pull back a little bit and find the balance.
I thought it was very creative, absolutely beautiful plating.
The balance between all the texture, the sweet, the salty, the spiciness was amazing.
We took pictures. We're definitely going to share it on our blog, so I think it was great. I would give it a 9.5.
Woo!
It looks like we just stepped into a forest.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Mushroom.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
I see all types of fresh mushrooms. There's king oysters, cremini, there's some beautiful shiitakes. There's everything.
I've never even seen these before.
Canned mushroom. Okay. Nothing creative is coming to my mind.
There's some pros working with dried mushrooms because you can add a lot of flavor to things, but it takes a bit of time to hydrate.
I'm grabbing every mushroom in here.
That pantry was an absolute treasure trove of mushrooms.
So many varieties.
You know what? I grew up in a Newfie household, and we had a lot of canned vegetables. There's ways to elevate the flavor. You got to be creative, but that's how I like to be in the kitchen.
All three versions have their own advantages and disadvantages. Fresh, sometimes it's difficult to get the flavors out. And also, the fresh is danger of overcooking or undercooking it.
I think dried mushrooms here would give you a bit of an advantage because they pack an incredible earthy flavor.
The sauce, it's all going to be in the sauce.
I'm doing a cream sauce with beautiful canned mushrooms in them on a bed of charred up cauliflower and then a poached egg as well with that.
Andy is using a variety of techniques. He is grilling, he is smoking, he is making purees. Interesting for me to know that he does have this in his repertoire.
Hey there, Andy. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good about it. I've never done any of these techniques really before, but that's what the MasterChef Kitchen's about, is getting a little bit outside of your comfort zone.
Do people from out east like to cook with a smoking gun?
No, not necessarily. But I feel like I've only cooked about one meal in this kitchen that I've been proud of, and I think this one's gonna be one that I'm absolutely proud of.
Because I don't think we've seen your full potential yet.
I don't think you have either, Chef.
Carry on.
Thank you, Chef.
Is Andy going to run out of time? He hasn't even started plating yet.
Okay, it's coming together.
Time is not my friend today. My Salisbury steak just doesn't want to come out. Come on out.
Good job, baby. Looks beautiful.
Home cooks, it looks like you've taken the mighty mushroom in some incredibly diverse directions. Andy, please bring up your dish.
I was given a tricky ingredient to cook with, and I stood up and delivered. I'm super proud of this dish.
What kind of mushrooms were you assigned?
I was assigned, graciously, the canned mushrooms. I decided not to go with any protein and just focus on the mushrooms. So on bottom, I've got a roasted purple cauliflower. On top of that, I smoked an oyster mushroom, and then on top, a roasted creamy sauce using some of the mushrooms, and then poached and smoked an egg.
The cauliflower is acting like a protein would act on a plate like this.
Exactly.
I like that. Wow. Looks nice. Incredible flavor, bold, great texture. Honestly, I couldn't tell that it was a canned mushroom by the way you treated it. It's an original dish. You are one to watch. Keep it up.
Thank you, Chef, will do. I feel like I'm starting to get my swagger in this kitchen. I told the chefs I'm here to compete.
Now let's go down the line. Tell us who will be working with each basket of ingredients.
I'm gonna give Eric's basket to Michael G. I haven't really seen him work with Asian flavors, so switch it up a little.
My style is Canadian things, root vegetables and lamb and game. Like, I don't know this world of cooking.
I'm gonna give David's seafood basket to Nadia.
Right now, I'm petrified. There's a live crab in there. There's a bunch of ingredients that I typically don't cook with. This could really throw me for a loop, I think.
Who else will be getting Mary's baking basket?
I'm gonna give Murray's baking basket to Andy. Andy's not a very good baker.
You can't dodge this anymore. Why not show that I can do this, earn my spot in the top 3? Let's do it.
Hi, Andy.
Chefs, how we doing?
Great, how are you?
Just getting this tart shell ready to rock.
I know you're not a baker. Are you kind of bummed you got my basket?
A little bit, but in order to win this competition, you gotta be able to bake in this high pressure.
So what are you making, Andy?
I'm gonna do a savory tart with mascarpone cheese, some scallions, some beautiful bacon, some boozy pears on the side, and then goat cheese whipped cream on top.
Just make sure, I think, to balance like that savory and a little bit of sweet.
Good call. Yeah, I like that.
What's the biggest challenge for you in this dish?
I think it's just surviving. It's the biggest challenge for me right now. But I'm gonna take Becky down on this one. But I'm gonna make sure that she knows not to mess with me, and I think that she made a wrong choice today.
Well, hopefully you'll pull it off.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chef. I'm absolutely terrified that my tart shell is undercooked.
Feeling okay?
We'll see. I think it's gonna go a bit longer. I have to get the tart shell back in the oven and just cross my fingers. We're down to the crunch here. If I don't nail this, there's a strong possibility that I could be going home after this cook. Come on.
How's it looking, Andy?
It looks perfect. It looks perfect. It looks perfect.
Yeah, it's looking good.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up!
That was insane.
Good job, guys.
Andy, you're up next.
I'm nervous. Baking is a weak spot for me. It's a savory tart with charred corn, candied bacon, mascarpone, and flavored whipped cream. So a play on sweet and savory.
You received Mary Berg's basket.
I think strategically it was a good choice by Becky. She's looking to win this competition. She knows that I'm not a baker.
Well, look at this. The tart is beautifully shaped, beautiful golden edges. I would never know that baking is not your strength by looking at this.
Thank you, Chef.
It looks great from the outside, but what's happening inside? That's what really matters, right?
Absolutely.
You've come a long way. It's beautiful, it's light. The flavors are all really distinct. The bacon, the pear, the tart itself is perfectly cooked. You should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
terrific. Light, fluffy cream with some savory notes. The pair with the cheese, the cream, the savory elements, it's a really innovative use of an unusual combination of ingredients. So have you shown us that you can do pastry?
I think I have.
I think you have too. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you, Chef. I took that challenge and ran with it, and I delivered. I cook with my family all the time, so this is just another day in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah. Keep it going, Andy.
I've been really fortunate to be able to travel a lot. Throughout this whole competition, I've been drawing on flavors from my travels. But what I'm doing today is bringing it back home. I want to show the judges not where I've been, but where I'm from.
Let's go Dartmouth.
Andy, my man, how are you?
Yeah.
Question for you.
Yes.
How many donairs have you eaten in your lifetime?
I've probably eaten more than I actually remember because there tend to be a late-night snack after the bar, but...
So for people who've never had a donair, can you describe one?
It's street meat. It is a ground lamb kofta, like a big, huge kofta of ground meat that they shave off. It goes onto a piece of pita bread, get some garlic, onions, and then this strange, wonderful sauce that goes on it with, made of evaporated milk, vinegar, and sugar. I'm elevating that, adding some champagne vinegar and some tahini.
Well, I'm gonna leave you to it. Elevated, right?
Yeah, I will. Thanks, Chef.
Let's go, Andy. Let's go. Yeah, Andy.
Andy is incredibly intense. Whew. He moves fast.
He's very competitive, but he's not gonna undermine you. He's like a stealthy competitor that you respect, but he very much wants to win.
Ooh. Yeah, there. Andy's lamb loin needs to be medium rare. It's very tricky because of its small size.
It's perfect. I'm so happy, such a relief.
Dishes look incredible.
Smells good in here.
Yes, gorgeous.
Andy's starting to plate now. And Becky, she's already finished her appetizers.
1 minute! Servers are coming!
I'm focused on me. Becky's gonna do her thing. I've gotta do what I gotta do to get these dishes out.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Next is Andy's appetizer. A HALIFAX donair salad with spiced lamb koftas, seared lamb loin, pita chips, and evaporated milk tahini dressing.
I think he's done a wonderful job reimagining a classic handheld dish.
Let's taste. The loin of lamb is a delicious cut of meat. The kofta kebab is full of deep, long flavors, and that special sauce works very well with this dish.
If you take the mint and this powder that he has on the plate, put that together, the flavors are amazing.
Overall, this dish really conveys who Andy is and, more importantly, how far he's come in this competition.
I think we have a real race on our hands here.
The main course is a Nova Scotian hodgepodge. It's basically a pot with a bunch of cream in it and every fresh vegetable that's pulled from the garden that day. And I'm gonna elevate that with sweetbreads and Dungeness crab. These things are amazing. And then finish it with a crab bisque on top.
Keep it going, Andy.
Andy's menu is ambitious, but I know Andy can pull it off.
Gotta push, gotta push.
I feel like things are going really well right now. I just need to keep pushing. Every element has to be perfect because there's not a lot of room to hide.
Oh, Andy, that looks delish.
A soubise is simply an onion sauce. You take lots of onions and slowly cook them without any color.
Oh, God, it's gonna be so good.
This dish is much more reserved and focused on classical French techniques.
Looks good, Andy. Looks good, bud.
I want to win because I really want to build a name for myself on the food scene in Halifax.
Looks great, bud. Looks good.
Andy.
Chef,
Tell me exactly what you're doing.
I'm doing a Nova Scotia hodgepodge.
You're putting crab in it?
And I'm gonna have some crispy sweetbreads for texture and just like a play on surf and turf, really.
What is the most difficult element for you in this dish?
A lot of the food from the East Coast is pretty basic in nature, so I'm trying to elevate.
Good luck with it.
Thank you. There are elements in my main that take some time. And I'm all over the place. Someone just keep an eye on this to make sure it doesn't go over.
We got eyes on the cream for you, bud.
We got it for you, Andy.
This is incredibly intense, and I'm feeling that right now.
Andy needs to conserve his energy because he still has another course.
Come on, Andy. 18 minutes.
Good. I'm there.
If Andy lets the stress get to him and makes a mistake, there's no turning back.
Here comes the flour. It might look that I'm completely out of control, but I've learned in this competition that greatness happens on the edge of chaos. Yeah, get the sous vide ready to go, so we're in good shape here. We're in very good shape.
10 minutes. Service in 10 minutes. Looks like 100 grand hodgepodge.
We're seeing a lot of intensity from Andy right now.
Part of the crab bisque, the way that I'm making it, is roasting the shells in the oven, putting it into a stock pot. I'll incorporate some cream, reduce it down further so it's really thick and dense, and hopefully have that really pungent crab flavor.
2 minutes. Servers are coming in 2 minutes.
Go, Andy. You're doing good, buddy.
Plating is absolutely key. Everything I put out has to be restaurant quality.
Incredible focus on these two home cooks.
There's a lot of pressure right now. I can feel my hands shaking as I put the puree in the plate.
Yes, Becky.
These last seconds are completely chaotic.
Let's go, Andy.
Come on, Andy.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm trying to get the microgreens on there just to give it a refining touch.
Come on, Andy.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heads up!
Andy and Becky, keep working on your desserts. Please excuse us while we taste your entrees.
Last one, guys, last one.
The clock is not stopping. I wish I had about 30 more seconds just to clean off the plates, but I'm still hoping the flavors are there and it's enough to impress the judge.
Oh, look at the shine on the sweetbreads. I think Andy did a wonderful job at bringing the ocean and the land together. I mean, the crab is perfectly cooked. The sweetbreads are succulent.
His soubise onion sauce at the bottom, the creaminess is outstanding.
The crab bisque is really full of deep, rich flavor.
We come to expect bold flavors from Andy, and this dish delivers.
2 great appetizers, followed by 2 great entrees. So there's a lot riding on this dessert tonight.
What is that, Andy?
It's gonna be a crumb. I know Becky is gonna go very high concept with her dessert. So what I'm gonna do is go homey and gooey and delicious. Hey, Mama.
Hi, Boo.
Since I was a kid, Mom would always make this thing that they call in Newfoundland a tout. Basically, dough, fried in a pan with a bunch of butter and served with baked beans. What I'm doing here is incorporating molasses and sugar and gonna turn it into a donut. This is for my mom and my whole family in Newfoundland. She's really pleased to see me do this. I have to get the malted pastry cream out of the way because it has to cool in the fridge. What is happening?
Just take it out and use a knife.
This is ridiculous.
Breathe, dude, breathe.
This should be incredibly easy to just put plastic wrap over this pastry cream, and I'm battling with it.
Lots of time. Don't lose it now.
Good job, Andy. Yes. Nice hustle.
I think I'm just exhausted. I have to start working that dough and incorporating the molasses and brown sugar mixture I have. Fold it over as many times so you have those layers, and then just let the dough rest a little bit to get softer.
Andy,
Chef,
what's going on with dessert?
I'm gonna do a Newfoundland donut.
Newfoundland donuts. Oh, is that the one with just the hole? I've been to Newfoundland. I never had a Newfoundland donut. So tell me, what is a Newfoundland donut?
It's one of my favorite memories of having this fried piece of bread, they called it tautin, and
Okay.
dipping it in baked beans.
Okay, I love baked beans.
This one is molasses kind of folded into a donut dough, fried with some bruleed rhubarb.
Okay.
There's gonna be a nice crumb. I'm gonna
Yes.
try to make this more homey, make it remind you guys of your childhood, and just make it feel ooey gooey.
Don't mess up.
I won't. They're perfectly golden brown.
If you have extra donuts, throw a couple of them up here. 2 minutes. You only have 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
I know my daughter, she's focused, she knows what she's doing, and she's gonna get it done.
So close. I can't believe this is real.
I'm just a bag of nerves right now.
1 minute left. Come on, guys. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up.
All right, Andy, tell us about your desserts.
It's a malt pastry cream with a molasses brown sugar rolled Newfoundland Towton, some bruleed rhubarb, and then wheat cereal and ginger snap crumb.
Looking at it, I would love to dig into that.
Let's try it out.
That rich, decadent malted milk pastry and that familiar taste of rhubarb, which is slightly acidic, but so complementary and beautiful. This is a titan of Towtons.
I didn't think that rhubarb would work with pork because one is very sweet and elegant and the other is very rustic. But that marriage does come together.
I think it's one of your finest moments. I do wish that there was maybe a sorbet that cut through the dense nature of the donut, but it really delivers.
Thank you, Chef.